right, here I am, folks, on another day. Been kind of striking out so far today. I hit a field that really was very quiet, and came back down to a couple places that I'm familiar with, and I talked to a farmer, and he let me detect this. He didn't think a house was here, but there is one here, and I've got kind of a 2-for-1 here, where I can hit this house, and there's another one in a field. Very trashy, early 1800s, but it was lived into clearly until the 20th century because I found a light bulb fragment here. But there is pottery and brick all over the ground, and I finally got a screaming high tone. And there you go, folks. First one of the day. And this is going to be a braided hair. Look how thick that is. Braided hair, large sand. I think it's going to be in really good shape. Oh yeah, look at that. Man, oh man, that's a nice one. Let me just wipe it off gently on my jeans. I'm not going to have to do too much at all on this one. 1848, baby, and that is in really good shape. Man, the braided hair large scents, they're made out of like titanium, I think. They just hold up so well in the ground, even in a plowed cornfield with fertilizer. All right, great start. I do have a couple other things I didn't get on film. I got part of just an eyeball spot on the ground. I got a marble fragment there, sheared in half, and I got this nice little decorative button. Looks like it's got a flower pattern or something on it. So we'll keep poking around slow through the iron. You just got to go really slow. And there is going to be some stuff in here. So on to the next. All right, here we go to the next find about, I don't know, 10 minutes later. Again, really trashy in here, but I got a pretty screaming like 85 signal. It sounded pretty large. I wasn't really in shallow, so I wasn't really convinced it was going to be a coin, and it's not. But it's a rains guide, folks. That's a nice one. Looks like the threaded part has been sheared off there, probably by the plow. But, you know, that could range from the 1840s all the way to 1920. So, I mean, it's hard to date these things. But that's a nice find made out of brass, so it rings up really high. But a nice early relic, at least 100 years old or so. All right, on to the next. Okay, here we are, the next find after that rains guide, folks. Dug another couple bits of trash. This was kind of a scratchy, garbly signal, but it was high enough one way in the iron that I went for it, and it's going to be an Indian penny. Popped out right out of this hole. It wasn't even that deep at all, 3 inches. That's a great thing about farm fields. You know, some stuff is buried too deep to here or in the iron. Other stuff is lying almost on the ground. And she looks just like the large scent in really good shape. Let's see what date we got. Maybe it's one of those early date ones. Take any Indian head, I'm not going to complain, but maybe we can get a 1860s or 70s. Let's see what we got. Nope, she's kind of a young pup. 1902, but beautiful. Look at that. Can't complain. 1 cent Indian penny. Beautiful. On to the next. All right, here we are on to the next find. That was some Indian penny, huh? Beautiful. Can't ask for better out of a farm field. Came across this kind of a pretty good 80 signal. A little bit larger, could have been anything. Never know if these are human or horse tack. They're not particularly early. I've read that they're kind of like late 1800s, very early 20th century. I found a few over the years. But old brass, looks like silver plated buckle. Let me know if you think that's human or horse tack. But anyway, I'll keep it. Nice find. On to the next. All right, like 2 minutes after that buckle, I got a 60 signal. I thought I was going to dig a button. It was a very shallow, tight tone again. Really shallow targets. Most of these items are coming out under 6 inches deep. Here's an interesting item. Look at that. Some kind of token, huh? Rang up too low to be a wheat cent or anything like that. Let's see what I can read on that. Is there like a number on there? Looks like it says 81. I have no clue. Maybe it says something else. Maybe it's a game token or something, you know. Those are always cool to find. Yeah, it says 81, and that's it. So who knows? Normally, if the token is going to have writing on it, and I cannot, if there is, it's long gone. It looks like it's just a blank token that says 81. Who knows? Maybe an ear tag for some kind of animal, sheep or a pig or something. I have no clue. Anyway, interesting find. On to the next. All right, just going down the rows again, folks. I'm having a great day. This is fun. Undetected site, and it does go into the 20th century, so it's, you know, a lot of trash in the field, and you got to go slow and pick through all the junk. But there's stuff in here. Virgin site. Look at this beautiful find. Big screaming 85 signal. Full padlock. Look at that. That's nice. And probably early 20th century or something like that. You know, see what kind it is, if it's an Eagle padlock or what. No, it's a Yale padlock, another very common variety. But look at that, isn't that beautiful? Maybe 1920s. Y and T, I'm not exactly familiar with what the T stands for, but I mean, that design looks like early 20th century. Maybe, you know, maybe 1890s or something, but I can maybe look it up online and see if I can find a similar kind. But really nice find. Really nice find. I'll clean that up and show you a nice shot. On to the next. All right, I'm back here, folks. It's been a while. It's really weird how places can kind of slow down on you, but I got a really good signal here, about a 75 to 80, really clean and tight, and I've got another coin, but it's a smaller one. Look at that. The size of a quarter, but I don't, you know, these old places, there's no way there's not gonna be a modern quarter there. Let me see what we got here. I'm not sure what that is. Oh, you know what? It's going to be a Queen Vicky. 1 cent. 1891. It's going to be one of these Queen Vicky Canadian large cents. Boy, she's kind of beat up on the front. See, she's kind of facing to the left there in her ponytail and everything. That's exactly what that is, an old Canadian large cent. 1891 largie. I'll take it. 2 large cents for the day. Nice day. On to the next. All right, here we go, folks. BTB Digger. All the fields I stopped by today have not been cut, so I was about kind of ready to give up hope because I've got to work this evening. But I stopped by an older site I've hit several times before, and I thought I pretty much cleaned it out. Pardon the noise, I'm right by a highway. But I said, what the heck? I drove by it, the hay had been cut, and I said, what the heck? I'll give it 20 minutes, see if I can pop out a button. It's got a screaming tone one way, and you couldn't even hear it the other way, and you would not believe it. I just popped out of my first hole, guys. Real on my very first hole. Unbelievable. Look at that. They grot you. And that's the back, and it's pretty worn, so probably dropped in the 1800s, but Charles III, Spain, baby. 1781, 1 real. And you can barely make it out on the back. It's a Mexico City mint mark. Awesome. On to the next. All right, I'm back, folks. I'm about ready to get out of here. Like I said before, I've been here a number of times, and you just got to get in this deep iron. The footprint of this little place, I can't show the house next door, but very small. I mean, it's literally like maybe a, 15 yard by 15 yard square. Outside of that, it's nothing. I have gotten a few more little things. I got a broken barrel tap key, a nice Tomback button, and another little flat. So I'll throw that in there. I got another squeaky tone in the iron, and it's right in the pull-off where the tractor comes in, because the tractor pull-off comes right over the old foundation. And I got something really nice right there, a little flat button, but it's more than just a regular old flat button. If you look real closely, it's an artillery button, guys. And I'm gonna have to look that up. That's got the cannon on it with the balls and everything. Probably like 1812, something like that. Really nice. And it's got the shank on it as well. Little cuff button. Really nice. Let's poke around for just a few more minutes. On to the next. All right, back with you here, folks, on another day after that really nice real and artillery button you saw. Again, running into the common issue with us guys that hit the fields in June, July, and August. You normally hit them good in early spring and in the fall. This time of year, it's hard to find fields that are cut. So this property I've had permission on for a couple years, and there's at least 3 or 4 home sites on here. And I'm just trying to pick up the leftovers on this site right here. There's an old home site right in that cluster of trees there, but this field is wide open, and the hay's marginally okay to cut. So I came across a mid-tone. I've been here about 10 minutes, and look at this. Got myself an old brass wedding band, or brass band, folks. You know, I hear people say these are wedding bands. I don't know. Is it a ring? Yeah, it is. But people wear rings that aren't necessarily wedding bands either. So this is a person's brass ring from way back, though. This was an 1800 site, so it snapped off. You know, it's broken right there on the bottom. But interesting little find, and I'll definitely keep that. Let's see if we can find a few more things to pick out of the iron here. On to the next. There's my truck down there, folks. It's been, I don't know, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I got a couple of little scrap pieces of like brass, but they weren't really much of anything. I think part of a toe tap was one of them. Got a squelchy kind of 75 signal in the iron here. It was only really good one way, but you know, you got to kind of dig that at these old sites. There's a coin right there, folks. And I think it's probably going to be something like a V nickel or a shield nickel, based off the size of it, at least from what I think. Or maybe it's a button. It's thick like a coin though. Oh, I think it's a button. Look at that. There's a little nubbin right on the back there. Let me rub that off. Probably a plain Jane. Rang up pretty high for a button, but these thick buttons can ring up high like that. Yeah, that's exactly what it is, an old button with a shank broken off right there. But hey, nice find. I'll take it. Another relic for the collection. On to the next. All right, folks, I'm back for the next find. Literally 5 minutes after that kind of button and other thing I dug there. I got down my other row, and I'm kind of going, you know, the hay's been cut this way, but, you know, you always need to grid old places like this. So, you know, if you come back to old sites, go at diagonals. You can see my footsteps here. Or go with the perpendicular and go really slow in this iron here. And, you know, when you get in these sites like this, and dig just little chirps that you can hear that are reasonably decent one way, and you know, you may not even hear them the other way. You got to take gambles on those, otherwise you'll never dig anything if you're listening for a clean signal, because they're all gone. You know, I've been here at least 5 times. There's another friend of mine that's probably been here at least as much. So, you know, you come back and see if you can pop out a few little squeakers, and I just did, and I got a greenie, folks. And that rang up like a 75 the one way I had it, so it's got to be probably an Indian, but maybe a wheat, but it looks like it's probably an Indian. Let's take a look. And I got myself an Indian penny, folks. 1865. And she looks pretty chewed up. Let me just rub it on my pants leg really quick. You know, sometimes you get lucky on these large cents and Indians, and sometimes you don't. And that's just the way the cookie crumbles, you know. This site I've never pulled a large cent out of. I've gotten Indians out of here, even though it goes back as far as that. There's a site down the road that has produced more large cents that I may stop by later today. But there you go. That's not too bad. She's a little chewed up on her forehead around Liberty, right above her ear there, but I'll take it. Nice old coin from whatever that is, 150 plus years ago. On to the next. And I worked forever to get that signal. High tone. Worked about 5 minutes to find where the heck it was, but it's right here. And this is just a little interesting find I thought I'd show you. It's an old cloth or bale seal. See that? It's got some initials on it. HE with, I don't know what that is on there, if that's a saddle or some sort of farm looking stuff. It could be a bale of cloth, who knows? And on the back, it looks like it says THCC. So I don't know, maybe I can look that up. Lead bale seal from way back. Interesting little find though, I thought I'd show you that. On to the next. Looks like we could have a little rain coming. That's the Adirondacks off there. We're in Champlain Valley of Vermont. Got a screaming beautiful tone like an 81 all the way around. Best signal of the day. I said, man, there's no way that's not a coin. But it's not a coin. Look at this, folks. It's a real thick gold gilded button with a back mark on it. Isn't that crazy? Sometimes these real thick buttons, just like that other one, they'll ring up really high and they'll sound like an Indian or a large cent. Let me put a little spit shine on this. Let me see if I can get a maker's mark, because some of these real thick ones back from the 1830s to 1840s, they'll have maker's marks on them. Yeah, this is really nice. I'll get a maker's mark. Benedict, A. Benedict extra something extra rich, A. Benedict. So Benedict will be a maker of buttons. I've got a website I can go to. I'm going to guess 1830s to 40s. Could be earlier, but look at the gold gilt on that. Isn't that beautiful? Really nice find, but it's just plain on the front. All right, on to the next. All right, here I am toward the end of the day, folks. I may have a half an hour left. Dug a couple more buttons. I didn't get those on film. I'm not going to show you every button I dig. But I did give a nice little deep chirp down here near the foundation, and look. Looks like I got myself a little crotal bell. Little tiny one, look at that. And complete, which is nice. It'll ring again when I bring it back home and wash her out. And that's an older style. That's early to mid 1800s all day long with the square top like that. So, and it looks like it could be pewter or tomback. Excellent find. One of the better of the day there. All right, see if we can find another thing or two before I head out of here for the day. On to the next.